different vibe in the barbershop, and we tell stories, jokes. It could become a comedy shop. It's like the movie barbershop, and so it's real. And like I said, you engage with different type of people.
In African dance, each dance has a ceremony or event that it's attached to. When you're learning African dance, you first learn the people from which these dances come. It may be because there's thousands and thousands of different ethnic groups in Africa. You really can't just say Africa and call it one thing because of the thousands of different dialect and ethnic groups that are there. So when we would narrow it down to West African dance, as in the area that I study and have researched, you still have a multiple number of groups, of ethnic groups. So you find out what the ethnic group is. And then from there, you find out the history of those people, their migration, their religion, what they believe, some of their indigenous beliefs. And then the story comes from that. So you have that. And every ethnic group has music that accompanies those stories. And the music is very important. Then comes the dance. So there's 3 levels that you have to learn before you even really, shake your foot.
We have like terms like gay and lesbian. It's a lot of like money involved in that. I feel like queer is kind of like the absence of that money, but I would even say it's a little bit more intellectual, you know what I'm saying, to be referring to yourself as queer, because you're like nuancing yourself. You're saying like it's not just like my sexuality, it's like my race, my class, my this, like it's a whole bunch of things into this. It's not just one thing. Mm-hmm. So that's why I feel like the difference between gay and queer, when you talk about gayness, you're talking about strictly sexuality. And that has a lot to do with money when you talk about what the gay community does. Now you talk about queerness, that might make you be a little bit more revolutionary or a little bit more action-oriented because you don't have that money and you are not fighting for like marriage rights or equality. You're fighting for the right to exist.
In the military, there were so many jobs I had, but I'll tell you, I think the question that you really want to ask is, what did you gain from those jobs? What experience did you really have? What literacy did you gain from those 35 years? Every job in and of itself was a challenge. But it was my responsibility to become literate. Now, literate in regards to what does that job, what's the acronyms, what's the communication mechanisms that they have for that position? What's the literacy? What makes you literate in that job?
Literacy means life. It means learning. It means growing. It means not being stagnant. Literacy means success. When I can go in and read a job application or attend a conference and read the information that people who have the same passion as myself, they've already done this research and done some work, and I can sit down and take all this information in and then bring it back to my community. It means empowerment. Because of my literacy and the trials and tribulations and the barriers I've had to overcome, I can then share with my children, my children's friends, my neighbors, and empower them who they may not have an opportunity to go to this conference. But I can bring all of it back and share the information. So it just means continuously growing. Literacy.